gang violence and other kind of violence.
Guess what? I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Frederick Douglass, where a shooting just took place. And as you can see, it's a pretty rough area. So I'm basically risking my life reporting on this madness. So make sure you do me a favor and hit the subscribe button. Like the video, hell, share the video. And make sure you go ahead and leave a comment down in the comments section to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. I'm Genquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17. I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/blackgenzmindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Genquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dogs. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo.
Whoa.
Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Genquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Genquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, the Super Gremlins are on demon time.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. And let's get into the video. All right, guys. So we have to talk about this one. And I was actually attempting to go live on Kick as well. So let me change a code word because I think it's just getting flagged because of the title. But we are live on YouTube. We're live on X. We're live on Twitch. We are live on Facebook. And this story, I'm telling you guys, we have to talk about it. All right, so Kick isn't allowing me to go live. Some issue, technical issue, but that's fine. We're live on X. We're live on YouTube. So if you're watching from any other platform, make sure you come to the YouTube Black Gen Z Mindset. We've got to talk about this murder of a University of Alabama professor who was previously a vet professor, and now she is deceased because some idiot wanted to rob her of her vehicle. And this is just a really sad story. She was stabbed to death by this super gremlin on demon time. So we're going to have to talk about it. And maybe we'll also talk about the stabbing in Charlotte of the Ukrainian girl I covered earlier. They have released surveillance footage, and guys, it's bad. It is bad. It's absolutely horrendous, despicable, horrible. But this is something that we're going to have to talk about. And as a community, because a lot of people are talking, and I told you we're going to start facing the backlash, and the backlash is coming. Trump even posted this, the image of the story where the woman was killed on the CTS, the train in Charlotte, the Ukrainian woman who was killed. So it's not looking good. And then we have this murder of a former Auburn University professor who's walking her dog, gets carjacked. It's looking like the community is about to be cooked, because now the eyeballs are on us, the scrutiny is up, and then these ninjas continue to do this stuff, knowing just the temperature right now, the tensions between races is increasing, and not in a good way. You know, there's a lot of frustration on both sides, but it seems like the community is stoking the fires in the streets, or at least the most malignant element of the community.
Investigators say what should have been a peaceful Saturday morning walk at Kiesel Park turned into a brutal crime scene. On Monday, prosecutors confirmed they will seek the death penalty against the accused killer of Dr. Julie Schnuelle.
And that's good. They are seeking the death penalty, so it doesn't look like this guy is going to be released. It doesn't look like he's going to get special treatment. It doesn't look like he's going to get, a release on OR bond like they've been doing a lot of these criminals. So that is a good sign. But it's just something that we should not continue to have to deal with, as a society and as a Black community. We shouldn't be holding water for these types of people. And this woman is being described as a very small woman. She was 5'1", 5'2" in stature, and she was attacked by this man. And we'll show his mugshot. But this was the woman, very beautiful older woman, as you guys can see. Very bright smile. It looked like she was staying in great shape, and it looked like she was holding up pretty well. And living a very healthy lifestyle, and you just can see the bright light in her eyes and her smile, and for her to be brutally murdered in the way that she was is just, it's something you don't expect.
28-year-old Harold Rashad Dabney III is charged with 2 counts of capital murder.
All right, so here this ninja is, and God, I mean, he is just adding to the image of the Black man is being destroyed in front of our very eyes. I mean, you have the dude last week who killed the woman on the train, Charlotte, the Ukrainian woman. There's another story where a DC intern was killed by 3 Black people. So you just have a lot of people. Okay, it was a bus. Thanks, Gliding Mud Shark. But you just have a lot of people in the community who are crashing out at the worst times. And, we could say, yeah, this behavior is kind of normal from the community, which we all know that it's very common. It's a common occurrence, but it's usually held within the community. But now I'm having to report on another interracial murder. And this one is extremely devastating, because this is another negative mark on the image of the Black man. especially in this day and age. Now, this story isn't actually picking up as much headway as, say, the Ukrainian stabbing. But, I mean, it's just another gruesome story that obviously I had to pick up. And we're talking about it here. And we have to shame this super gremlin. And we have to have group accountability, group acknowledgement, and group consequences, man. We have to start feeding our worst, the worst of us, to the wolves. Feed them to the wolves. Get rid of them. They don't belong in the Black community or in society in general. And it's good that the prosecutors are seeking the death penalty. Hopefully he is assigned the death penalty, and that's part of his sentencing. But you know, this is just an unspeakable crime. And this woman has a family, children, all that stuff. And now she is taken away from them.
Murder during a kidnapping and murder during a
Okay, they're saying it was a type of train. Okay, cool.
robbery. Monday afternoon, Dabney appearing before Judge Jeff Tickle for his 72-hour initial hearing. Cameras were not allowed inside. The judge appointing 2 defense attorneys, setting no bond in the case, and a preliminary hearing is set for October 8th to determine if the case will go before a grand jury.
So no bond this time, but was there an instance where he had a prior charge where he got a bond that he probably shouldn't have? That's a real question.
While the defendant was in court for his initial appearance here at Kiesel Park, investigators have gone and the gates are open. And as you walk through right here, you see 2 bouquets of flowers, a powerful but tender reminder that the Auburn community is in mourning over the death of Dr. Julie Schnuelle. Investigators believe Dabney ambushed Schnuelle along the park trail, dragged her into the woods, then stabbed her multiple times with the
Damn. In the trail too. And this is very reminiscent of the Lake and Riley story. And Lord have mercy, we cannot have that on our report card as a Black community right now. We can't have a Lake and Riley story on our report card, but here we are. And we have a Black man who, you know, they always talk about being on code. This is not on code, bro. You see the hostilities in the streets. You see the pressure brewing within the White House about going into Chicago, going into New York, going into DC, cleaning up these Black communities, cleaning up these hoods, cleaning up these projects, cleaning up, you know, the violence and the gang activity that's going on. And then you're going to go and do this. This is a moment where people can say, hey, this is a Lake and Riley-esque type story, because, you know, we can't go out on trails without feeling like we're going to be jumped by an illegal, or we can't go out on trails and feel like we're going to be jumped and murdered in a trail by a Black man. And this is not good for our image. I keep talking about the group accountability, the image, what is being put out in the ether. And this ain't it, bruh. This ain't it. And obviously one man does not represent the community, but one man will be used to represent the community in many instances and many examples that people will show and say, hey, look, you know, these YNs are crashing out. And we need acknowledgement. We need group acknowledgement. But man, this is just, this is adding insult to injury when you couple this stabbing up with the stabbing on the train in Charlotte. Shout out to Wag the dog. He says, we Black men have been getting horrific PR lately. Worst of us ruining it for the best of us.
Oh, say less.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. I mean, this is just this is just a huge, huge stain in the image of the black man. You know, we're trying to, brothers like me and Wag the Dog and Act Nation, we're trying to reframe the image. We're trying to hold others accountable. We're trying to, you know, soften the blow, but these ninjas just keep on going, bro. It's crazy. Like, this one is uncalled for. I mean, all the stories we cover are uncalled for, truthfully, but this one, damn, this is just like a knife in the image of the black man, no pun intended, as if the story in Charlotte with the Ukrainian young lady who was killed fleeing a war-torn country, coming to the United States and being killed by a black man. This, I mean, it's just twisting the proverbial knife into the wound of the black community. These super gremlins are on demon time.
The bladed object. They allege he then stole her red F-150, later abandoning it in a creek bed off Lee Road 137, less than 5 miles from the park. By Sunday morning, investigators got the tip they needed. A suspicious person call came in from Beehive Road, just down the road from the crime scene, and that's where officers took Dabney into custody. For now, he remains behind bars at the Lee County Detention Facility as Auburn mourns the loss of a wife, mother, sister, friend, and veterinary professor remembered for her knowledge and compassion.
And it's crazy because the people impacted, what do you think these people, how do you think they're going to react? How do you think they're going to respond? It's not going to be a direct response. It's going to be a political response. It has to be. That's the only outlet. And just imagine being the husband and your wife being murdered while going out on a walk. It's horrible, horrific.
Reporting in Auburn, Elizabeth White, WRBL News 3.
So yeah, man, this story is not going anywhere. And when you watch this story, the next story that's suggested is the story of the woman who was stabbed, the Ukrainian woman who was stabbed. These stories are being coupled up. These stories are going into the portfolio of the image of the black man in 2025. And, you know, these stories potentially can be used against the community. This is something that we've been trying to speak toward on this channel over and over and over again, about the perception and the collective image and the group accountability and the collective backlash that we'll be receiving from other communities if we don't get a hold on our murders. And that's all we have to do. You just got to get a hold on the murders. Everything else will work itself out. But stop killing, stop drilling, and everything else will work itself out. I believe that 100%. But we have these low IQ Negroes who are crashing out. We have these uncivilized Negroes who are seeing an innocent person walking in a trail, and instead of just being normal and greeting them and going about your day, you're jumping them, stabbing them to death, and stealing their car, going on a very short joyride, and ditching the car and then getting caught moments later. Doesn't make sense. It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And like I said, it's just destroying the collective image of the modern black man in 2025.
Breaking news.
First tonight at 5, Auburn police are investigating after a retired college professor was found dead in a wooded part of Kiesel Park on Saturday. The Lee County coroner has identified the victim as Dr. Julie Gard Schnuelle, who taught at Auburn University's College of Veterinary Medicine. Police said her injuries suggest the death resulted from an assault. Auburn PD confirmed a suspect has been taken into custody. We're just now learning that suspect has been identified as Harold Rashad Dabney III from Montgomery. He's charged with 2 counts of capital murder related to her death. Auburn University issued a statement saying she was a beloved member of the school's College of Veterinary Medicine. Auburn sends its condolences to the family and loved ones during this difficult time. Senator Tommy Tuberville also issued a statement saying he's devastated by the news of this tragic loss in our community. We are praying for the victim's family and loved ones and for justice to be served.
Yeah, just like that. And we'll get into some articles to really read about this woman and really read about who she was, what her impact was on her community, how many people she positively affected, and all these things.
A man is behind bars charged in the death of a retired Auburn University professor. Yesterday afternoon, the woman's body was found in the woods a couple miles away from the school. The Lee County Coroner's Office says her name is Dr. Julie Gard Schnuelle. She retired as a professor in the university's Department of Clinical Sciences in 2021. Well, just moments ago, police say Harold Dabney III is now facing 2 charges of capital murder in connection to her death. He's also accused of stealing the victim's truck, which has since been recovered. Dabney is being held in the Lee County Jail without bond.
And thankfully, he was held without bond. Because we don't normally see that, right? A lot of times we see people not being held accountable, and we see these dudes getting a slap on the wrist. So thankfully we got we're getting, it looks like we're getting some semblance of justice here as we break down this story even more. But I definitely want to continue to hear you guys' thoughts, so air them out in the comment section. I know this story will make a lot of people angry, and rightfully so. I know this story will make a lot of people angry, and rightfully so. There are people angry that I'm covering the story. There are people angry who say, how could you speak against this man? This could be you, or this guy, y'all both have dreads and you're speaking bad about him. And like I said, group accountability. You know, we're going to have people from our community speak out against this to let others know that this is not a representation of the Black community. But unfortunately, you have too many people who will defend this behavior and say, hush, be quiet, nothing to see here, rather than to hold it accountable. So this is something that we won't do. We refuse to do on this channel. You know, we're going to call it straight. We're going to shoot it straight, you know. And this is one, it's an egregious interracial murder. And you guys know that I have committed myself to covering these types of crimes one way or another, both ways, whether it's white on black, black on white, Hispanic on black, black on Hispanic, because I think there are lessons to be learned in the midst of these crimes between the different races. And sometimes the lessons are more potent and sometimes they are not. But ultimately, we need people from the community to speak out against this senseless violence, because there aren't enough of us doing so. I really do believe that we need a bigger slam on people committing murders in this way, because these super gremlins are on demon time.
Retired Auburn University professor is dead after a brutal stabbing at Keisel Park. Police say she was attacked while walking her dog. And tonight, a Montgomery man is facing 2 counts of capital murder. Elizabeth White has the latest on the investigation, the arrest, and the community's grief.
A quiet Saturday morning at one of Auburn's most cherished parks turns tragic after a brutal attack in broad daylight. Police say Dr. Julie Schnuelle, 59, a retired professor at Auburn University's College of Veterinary Medicine, was walking her dog at Keisel Park Saturday when she was attacked and killed. Lee County Coroner Daniel Sexton says her injuries are consistent with a sharp object, possibly a knife.
All right, guys, we are finally up on Kick. Kick has finally allowed us to start streaming. So we are streaming live on Kick, on YouTube, on Facebook, on X. If you guys want to join in on the discourse, we are speaking about the image of the black man in 2025. In particular, we're speaking about this heinous murder on this Auburn University professor, Julie Gard Schnuelle, who was killed by a black man, Harold Rashad Dabney II, in a carjacking that, well, it wasn't even a carjacking. It was a murder where she was walking on the trail, a random murder. And then I guess he found the keys and then just found her car. But this is a very heavy story, heavy story, very sad story. So
Schnuelle was pronounced dead at the scene. Sunday, 8:30 in the morning, officers responding to a suspicious person call on Beehive Road. They encountered 32-year-old Harold Rashad Dabney III of Montgomery, and they quickly say they determined he was connected to the homicide. Preliminary reports indicate Dabney stole her Ford F-150 from the park after the attack. Investigators have not released a motive. It does not appear the two knew one another. Also Sunday, a state helicopter helping investigators locating the truck found abandoned off of Wire Road, just about 5 miles away from the crime scene. Dabney was arrested and charged with 2 counts of capital murder and booked into the Lee County Detention Facility without bond. Kiesel Park spans 124 acres and is home to Auburn City Fest, concerts, and weddings. The fact that such a violent incident happened here in the daylight has left residents stunned. Dr. Schnuelle was a beloved family member and a friend, a respected veterinarian and mentor, remembered for her compassion. Auburn police is thanking state, local, and federal partners and the public for their help. The case remains under investigation. Reporting in Auburn, Elizabeth White, WRBL News 3.
damn. I mean, just blatant, no remorse, straight like that. Straight like that, man. This is horrible for the collective image of black men. Woo! Sheesh. I mean, we're taking L after L after L when it comes to these horrific crimes, and they're being caught on camera, which is the probably one of the I'm sorry, an ad came up. But it's probably a good thing and just a very sobering thing, because I don't even want to call it a bad thing, because we need the cameras, we need the video, we need the images that are telling us what is going on in our community and what is coming out of our community. What are we producing? And the product, the end product is not good, right? And then when we do have people in the community who got their stuff together, got their head on straight, isn't on the BS, they're not calling out this behavior. And in some cases, they're making excuses for it.
Hello, everyone, and thanks for joining us for the news at 6. I'm Gabriella Johnson. An update to a tragic story News Leader 9 shared with you last night. A retired Auburn professor has been identified as the body found at Kiesel Park in Auburn. Kiesel Park remains closed, and Auburn police are now investigating a homicide after what they say appears to be a deadly assault attack. News Leader 9's Justin Brown joins us live from Auburn. Justin, what are the latest details?
And notice, no national news station has picked this story up. The national news stations are avoiding this. That's even more upsetting here, where you have the national news. The community needs to know this is happening. They don't know. They generally don't know. Now, they know what's going on in their own communities, And, we're kind of keeping that on the hush hush, but they don't know about these stories. And I think it's important that we enlighten the community about this so that we can start the conversation.
Gabriella, Auburn police have made an arrest in the death of former Auburn professor Dr. Julie Schnuelle. This update coming just about 5 minutes ago in a press release. Auburn police say they have arrested Harold Rashad Dabney III from Montgomery and have charged him with 2 counts of capital murder in connection to the death of Dr. Schnuelle at Kiesel Park. Police say they received a call about a suspicious person on around 8:45 a.m. on Sunday morning on Beehive Road. And Auburn police say through contact with Dabney, they have made the observation and through further investigation have labeled Dabney the suspect in the homicide involving Dr. Schnuelle. Now, according to Lee County Coroner Daniel Sexton, Schnuelle's wounds appear to be consistent with sharp force trauma, meaning caused by a knife or other sharp objects. And also, Auburn police say that the Schnuelle's red Ford F-150 that was taken from Kiesel Park on Saturday was found along Lee Road 177 or Wire Road in Auburn. And Auburn police have taken that truck. And it was found abandoned again on Wire Road in Auburn on Sunday afternoon. Now, Kiesel Park is still closed and remains a crime scene with crime scene tape still up at the gate. And Auburn police say it will remain closed through the weekend. I've spoken to several people here in Auburn along Wire Road, along Chadwick Lane, where Kiesel Park is. And everyone is saying the same thing, that it's very sad. And it comes as a shock to hear that it was so close to their homes on Chadwick Lane and also happening in Auburn. I spoke to several people that.
Damn, and I mean, what is this going to do for the brothers on the campus of Auburn University? I mean, ninjas just are not thinking about the backlash that those of us who are doing the right thing are going to face based off of their actions. Man, I mean, woo, talk about a wrench in the season. I mean, football season just started, and now we have a former professor who was murdered in cold blood over nothing, literally nothing. There's no reason, there's no justification. It's just this super gremlin had a bloodlust that he, had to quench. And I can't make any reason out of why he would do this. And I'm not, I'm not the one to give the mentally ill excuse either. So I can't really fathom why he would do this, except out of just pure anger and hatred toward a woman he doesn't even know.
We're at Auburn Vet School, where Dr. Schnuelle was a professor until 2021, and they say that she was a very highly regarded professor, and they were extremely sad to hear about this tragedy at Kiesel Park. But Auburn police say that this is all the information they have right now, but if any information is released by Auburn police, we'll be sure to keep you updated on air and online at WTVM.com. Live in Auburn, I'm Justin Brown for WTVM News Leader 9.
Justin, thank you. I know it's a heavily visited park. Thank you for that live report. And following up with that report, the university released the following statement to Gray Media Sunday. That statement reads, quote, Julie Gard Schnuelle, DVM, PhD, was a beloved member of the Auburn University's College of Veterinary Medicine and the Auburn family. She served as a faculty member in the Department of Clinical Sciences in the Large Animal and Food Animal section from 2003 to 2021. When she retired as a professor emerita, the Auburn Police Department is leading the investigation, and all questions should be referred to them. Auburn sends our sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of Dr. Gard Schnuelle during this unimaginably difficult time, end quote.
Boom. Damn, I mean, just like that. Gone. Very sad story here. I do want to pull up some articles so we could read a little bit more about this woman, who she was, and her impact on the community. I think we got, let's see. Okay, there we go. So really only the local stations are covering this. I mean, you got the Daily Mail, New York Post, obviously. So let's go to the Daily Mail's article so we could learn more about the victim here. A suspected killer is facing the death penalty after a retired Auburn University professor was stabbed to death in a park while walking her dog in broad daylight. Beloved veterinarian Dr. Julie Gard Schnuelle, 59, was found dead in a wooded area of Kiesel Park in Auburn, Alabama on Saturday afternoon. Schnelle's injuries were consistent with an assault caused by a sharp object believed to likely have been a knife. Auburn police said in a statement obtained by Daily Mail, her dog was unharmed. Damn, I mean, ladies, we're gonna need you guys to get a bigger dog, because why didn't the dog crash out on this guy? Harold Rashad Dabney III, 28, has been charged with 2 counts of capital murder in connection with Schnelle's slaying. Warrants have not yet been released, but Dabney's charges likely include murder during a robbery and murder during a kidnapping, according to WRBL. Capital murder is defined as an intentional killing with aggravating factors and is the most severe type of murder in Alabama. The crime is a Class A felony and can result in a sentence of life or death imprisonment without parole. Dabney was arrested Sunday morning and taken to Lee County Jail, where he is being held without bond. All right, so she was stabbed to death in a wooded area of 124 acres. Wow. In Kiesel Park on Saturday morning. She's walking the dog. Schnuelle drove to Kiesel Park on Saturday morning for a routine walk with her dog when she was attacked in a wooded area of a 124-acre public park. Police descended on the park just after 2 p.m. after a 911 caller reported finding her body near the 500 block of Chadwick Lane. The coroner pronounced Schnuelle dead at the scene, with investigators alleging that her death was caused by an assault. Her body was transported to the Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences for a post-mortem examination. Dabney was taken into custody Sunday morning in the 2300 block of Beehive Road by officers responding to reports of a suspicious person in the area. Preliminary reports suggest he stole the veterinarian's red Ford F-150 truck from the scene and later abandoned it near a pumpkin patch roughly 5 miles away. The truck was recovered after Dabney's arrest. Schnelle's dog was also found safe and it is in the care of her loved ones. Authorities have not said what led to the attack. It is also unclear if Dabney personally knew Schnuelle, who is understood to have visited the park daily, or if he targeted her at random. Oh, man. Schnuelle worked as a faculty member at Auburn University's Department of Clinical Sciences from 2003 until her retirement in 2021. The university released a statement Sunday morning confirming Schnelle's death. Julie Gard Schnuelle, DVM, PhD, was a beloved member of the Auburn University's College of Veterinary Medicine and the Auburn Family School, spokesperson said in a statement to WTVM. Auburn sends our sincere condolences to the family and loved ones of Dr. Gard Schnuelle during this unimaginably difficult time. The university noted the Auburn Police Department is leading the investigation into Schnelle's death and referred all questions to the force. The late veterinarian has been hailed for her welcoming personality and dedication to her students. She was spunky and ready to make jokes, but if she saw something she didn't like, she would always stand up for you and for herself. Her former student, Dr. Ashley Rudder, told AL.com. She'd be there to defend you and help you out, another former student told the news outlet. Schnuelle was amazing and a force to be reckoned with despite being relatively small in stature. She was only a little bit over 5'2", not your typical large animal veterinarian, Destiny Bearden Patterson said. She was a force in the world, such a bright, bright light, just an all-around wonderful human being that is going to be missed terribly. Schnuelle is survived by her husband Archie and her father, or children rather, sorry. Worked as a faculty member at Auburn, so as you guys can see, her family here. Very sad story. Very sad story here. U.S. Senator Tommy Tuberville. Okay, so we saw that. Survived by her husband Archie, a licensed marriage and family therapist, and her children. So, wow. Straight sickening. Straight sickening. Man, I mean, the community, if we don't get this in order, we're going to face a reckoning. I'm telling you, like, this is not it at all. It's unacceptable behavior. But yeah, we gotta fight to expose it, and we have to fight for accountability, and we gotta be loud about it. We have to let everyone know that we are willing to throw away the derelicts and the just violent sect of the community. We have to be open to that. We have to be honest about that. But yeah, I did want to briefly give an update about the woman who was killed on the train, because you can't talk about this story without talking about that story. And the image being released of what happened. You have the image of being released of what happened, and it's bad. The video is bad. So obviously we can't show the full video, but we're going to show what they're showing on the news of the the Ukrainian woman who moved to Charlotte for a better life to flee war-torn Ukraine. The fate that she ended up facing here. Irina Zarutska. So here we go.
Disturbing crime on a commuter train in North Carolina where a young woman was murdered by a stranger. ABC's Perry Russum has more on how it's putting the spotlight on the judicial system, as well as how we handle mental illness.
Authorities in North Carolina have released surveillance video of the unprovoked murder of a woman on a Charlotte commuter train.
There needs to be change.
We are not showing the attack, but moments after this video was taken, 23-year-old Irina Zarutska took a seat in front of the man on the right in the red hoodie and began scrolling on her phone. After a few minutes, police say the man identified as 34-year-old DeCarlos Brown took out a pocket knife, stood up, and stabbed Zarutska several times. Passengers rushed to help her, but it was too late.
Very alarming as a woman who rides solo. People have harassed other people. You can tell that they're probably not mentally well.
Brown was arrested after stepping off the train and faces first-degree murder charges. He has more than a dozen convictions dating back to 2014.
So there's a problem right there. A dozen convictions dating back to 2014, and he's still out here on the streets.
Mother says this tragedy could have been prevented. She says after he served 5 years in prison for armed robbery, Brown began to behave strangely. She says she got an involuntary commitment order and he was placed under psychiatric monitoring, diagnosed with schizophrenia. But she says he got so aggressive, she had to kick him out of her house. Earlier this year, he called 911, making what police describe as paranoid claims. A judge ordered a competency evaluation, but he remained a free man.
Wow.
The case highlighting challenges in the judicial system when it comes to mental health. A retired judge saying resources are spread too thin. As for Zaruska, her family says she was a talented young artist who had come to the U.S. to flee the war in her home country of Ukraine. Charlotte's mayor is pushing for more investment in mental health resources. One local official saying that a major issue is that standards for involuntary commitment is complex and can take years to navigate.
So, obviously they're giving him the mental health excuse, but I just, I want to show what actually happened, what led up to this, and it's very chilling here. Very chilling here, and there's a few stories that are parallel to this one. Here you have Irina Zaruska, and then you have the Carlos here, the mentally ill schizophrenic, served 5 years for armed robbery, came out a different man. Mama had to kick him out. So he's mad. He's angry. He's saying fuck the world right now. And he's also mentally unstable and most likely under the influence of drugs. So this is what happened. It's very disturbing. Obviously, we're not going to show the whole thing, but listen up.
Train is about to move.
So he pulls out the blade, as you can see, pulls out the blade. The woman sits right here in front of him. And he gets up, and you can see the angle at which he attacked her and around everybody. You see how many people? He didn't care that he was sitting right next to somebody. He didn't care that he's sitting right next to somebody. And I mean, nobody really did anything to stop him. Honestly, I can understand why. I mean, the dude's not little. He's not little. He's very menacing here, very violent, and he stabbed her up pretty bad. Like, you see that blood dripping. You see the blood dripping, and people are like, what the fuck is going on?
Train is about.
So, wow. I mean, that's disturbing. And then another story running parallel with this is the Charlotte City Council had a safety meeting to talk about this event, but they delayed it to have a birthday party for one of the city council women here. And this is a snapshot of them cutting a cake before discussing this very sensitive matter and sensitive issue. So another narrative being forged from this story is let's see. We had they basically got pictures of Irina Zaruska's room. But they're also trying to say, there's some people saying this isn't her room. So I don't know, but basically there was an image where she was posting and they were saying, oh, she had a Black Lives Matter poster in her room and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know if this is a real image, so I'm not going to show it, but that's just another parallel narrative being presented to this story that, oh, Irina had a BLM poster in her room. I can't confirm that this is her. And this narrative has been floating online. I'm not going to confirm that that's true, but it's another conspiracy theory that's kind of parallel to this story. Here's another video indicating or showing what happened here between Erna and DeCarlos, completely unprovoked. look at this angle. I mean, completely savage. And, you know, the question is, will he actually be held accountable? Because if they're going to give him the mental health excuse, then they're going to say, oh, well, he's not mentally fit to face trial. What is the alternative? What is the alternative? See the blood. It looks like he cut himself in the process of stabbing this woman to death. He taking his shirt off and wrapping it around his hand. It sounded like he said something about I just stabbed a girl. Listen up. Said something about stabbing a girl. Wow. I mean, here's a longer video of the aftermath. We'll watch together, then we'll go ahead and get up out of here because we do have a premiere at 9 p.m. So, guys, we're not done for tonight. After the live stream ends at 9 p.m., we have a premiere. Immediately after that, we're going to be talking. We're going to be talking about. Let me just pull the story up. We're going to be talking about a Louisville father, LaRon Gardner Jr., who deleted his 5-year-old son, and he was in a interracial relationship, and he did not marry the mother of the child. It looked like they were doing a split custody thing. He ends up abusing the daughter, killing the son, and leaving this woman with the scorn of, you know, losing a child and then having to raise an abused daughter by herself. So we're going to talk about that one at 9 p.m. So stay tuned. We do have a premiere immediately after this stream. So we're not done for the night. Let's watch this video of the aftermath of Irna's murder. Look how calm these people are. Holy they're just so calm, and this guy's dripping blood everywhere and just killed a woman on the train, and everybody just sitting there like he's not a mass murderer. Holy crap. This is scary, man. Okay, so now it kind of seems like everybody's moving to the other side of the train.
This stop is East West Boulevard Station. Please exit right.
You got some people running. So it looks like she was possibly in the back of the train there. And then he walks, or in the front, and then he walks to the back. It's like nobody really noticed until, like, nobody wanted to do anything until he was off the train. They were like deathly afraid of this guy. Holy shit. Shout out to Romer Dubois with the $9.99 super trap. He says, I gotta pay you for discussing what national news won't discuss.
Oh, say less.
Well, I appreciate you, and I appreciate that contribution to the stream. I feel like it's a duty of mine to make sure that we expose what is going on in the community, because it affects not only the Black community but other communities. And this is an extremely unfortunate instance where you have a woman who's fleeing a war-torn country and just completely gets hacked to death on a public transit, a place where everyone should feel safe. We all know it's not safe, but everyone should feel safe. They should be safe. But this monster, the Carlos Brown, I mean, this dude is an animal, a demon. And you know, people are making they're juxtaposing this Netflix ad where this white dude was like creepy on the bus and saying, hey, they're using the wrong culprit. It's not actually white dudes. It's random homeless Black guys who are killing people on the public transit. So I don't want to show that ad because it's probably copyright, but so yeah, the Carlos was released on no cash bail in January 2025. So I mean, it's apparently he called 911 to tell the operators he had a man-made material in his body which was controlling his actions. So obviously he's batshit crazy. Here's a still from when this man stabbed the woman to death. Very chilling image here. Damn. The community's public image is being destroyed. Completely destroyed. Got a lot of commentary on X. There was a fundraiser for DeCarlos Brown Jr. It was a troll. It was a troll. But it was removed. But there was a fundraiser created. Somebody was trolling. They had a goal of 35,000. So that's something there. You know, people are kind of taking this situation and running with it and creating their own narratives. It's very sad here. Here's an image of the mugshots that he's had over the years. So as you can see, 14 prior arrests. It's not good to Carlos. It's not good at all. It's not good enough, community. This is not good enough. We can't accept this. We can't accept this. We can't accept this. Okay. Let's see. So people are asking, why aren't there protests? I mean, it would be a PR nightmare for white people to gather and then protest black crime. It should. I think there's space for it, but it would be a PR nightmare for anybody who participated in those protests. And then if they get confronted and it does turn violent, I mean, hell, we're looking at a whole race war igniting off of that. And I'm not saying that it won't happen, it can't happen, but I mean, nobody's really, I mean, you got people upset online about this story, but there's no real movement in the streets or movement, no any physical reaction to this, any tangible reaction to this rather. It's just, online people venting out their frustrations about the crime, in particular interracial crime. So yeah, the discussions are being had, but it's not being had in the right places. Obviously, this is the right place, but we don't have enough people in the community having these discussions, and that's a huge issue. Because people in the community don't even believe these stories exist, I'm telling you. Like the people who are hardworking and doing the right thing, like they don't believe these stories exist because we live in a bubble, okay? We live in a bubble, and a lot of times we aren't really holding space for people to criticize the community, especially people outside of the community. Now within the community we can talk all the shit that we want, but outside of the community we are not really holding space for outsiders to critique the black community, and we're not we're not really having the conversation in the community. Let's see if there's anything else. Oh shit, they're saying he said he got that white girl. Whoa, so let's listen up. Because if he said that, then that's hate crime off rip. Did he really say that? I thought he said I killed the girl, or I mean, he definitely said it, because when he walked past these white dudes, he said, "I got that white girl. I got that white girl." Then they turned around. They was like, "Oh shit, damn." Listen up. He said, "I got that white girl. I got that white girl." And the white boy turns around, I presume that he saw her dead, and he's like, "Oh shit, damn." Damn. So apparently they're saying this woman, Teresa Stokes, is behind letting him out. She works for second director of operations of Second Chance Charlotte. Second Chance Services in Charlotte. She's a magistrate judge, and they're saying she's responsible for the multiple releases of DeCarlos. Even his mama says she couldn't deal with that boy. Even mama says she couldn't deal with him, yet they still had him released into the public to endanger the rest of society. So obviously a very preventable crime if they would have just done their jobs. But everybody was looking around, everybody was watching, nobody really jumped on him. Nobody really said anything to him, and I can understand why they would have been afraid, because this dude is a nutcase, complete nutcase. But with that being said, guys, we have the premiere actually starting now. We have the premiere starting now. So, guys, if you want to check out the next live stream we have here, it is a live premiere going on at 9 p.m. We're going to be talking about the Louisville father, LaRon Gardner, who deleted his 5-year-old son, Elias Rain. And unfortunately, the child is no longer with us. That premieres in 1 minute and 10 seconds. So go over there after you leave this stream. But if you're watching on any other platform besides YouTube, make sure you go to the Black Gen Z Mindset on YouTube, the Black Gen Z Mindset on YouTube, especially if you're watching on X. Guys, also make sure that you like the video, share the video, comment on the video immediately after the video ends. That will help the algorithm and boost me in the algorithm, because y'all know I am shadow banned. But I appreciate everybody for watching the stream. We are going to send it off to Jenquavius Jackson to take us away. But this is the Black Gen Z Mindset, aka BGZM News 17, aka Jenquavius Jackson. And y'all stay safe, because these super gremlins are on demon time.
I'm here on the corner of MLK and Medgar Evers, and it's a very tranquil scene compared to just a couple hours ago where a drive-by shooting just took place. Excuse me, I'm getting live updates as we speak. I've just been updated to the amount of casualties from this drive-by shooting, and I'm getting reports that 2 people were actually declared deceased and 27 others were shot and injured but are in stable condition. And although we must pray for the families of the fallen, we must also praise God for the aim of the super gremlin. If you want to know more about the victims of this crime, make sure you add BGZM News 17 on Patreon at www.patreon.com/BlackGenZMindset. Also, don't forget to like the video, share the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and comment on the video to continue the discussion on how we can find solutions to all this gun violence in the streets. For more hard-hitting news coverage from the community, by the community, I'm Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia, BGZM News 17.
And cut.
All right, dog. Let's get the out of here before these niggas come back.
Whoa. Yo. Ain't that nigga J?
Nah, that ain't me. That ain't me.
He just went live
That
with
ain't
that
me.
funky ass suit on.
That's that nigga. That's not me.
Hey, get that nigga.
Jenquavius Jackson, here live, reporting from Atlanta, Georgia. Pray for me.
What's good, Shadow Realm? It's your boy Jenquavius Jackson, and y'all already know I'm demonetized and shadow banned in this bitch. So if you want to contribute, go to the Cash App, the PayPal, the GoFundMe, or join the Patreon. Also, don't forget to visit the merch store for all your favorite BGZM News 17 gear, including our exclusive Trump is a Blood t-shirt. Go fast before they sell out. They are already flying off the shelves, no cap. And remember, these super gremlins are on demon time.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
Get away!
what it is.